Welcome back to Art with Miss Yazel. I can't wait to create with you. Today we're going to talk about what did we do last week? We talked about ways you can enhance your art. That means to make your art even better. So think about some ways that you would like to enhance your art. Could you try to take your time so that you can be neater? Can you look at other artists to get ideas that you could use in your art? What about experimenting with different media so that you can uh, learn how to use them? Ways that you can make your art even better are by looking at what stands out, what catches my eye, what do I notice first? And if I notice first that something in the picture is not colored, then I need to go back and work on that and enhance my work, don't I? So last week we used the warm colors and the complementary colors for the leaves that you did. Today, you're going to be learning about how to create a still life collage. And we're going to make this extra fun today because we're going to make a rainbow still life collage. So we're going to use all colors of the rainbow to create the collage. A still life is a picture of objects from someone's life that don't move and don't have a heartbeat. This picture that Cezanne painted has lots of fruit on a table, and the collage at the bottom is by Matisse. Matisse liked to cut out pictures and glue them down. He did this one of some vegetables. So those are kind of still life type objects. So he did a still life in a completely different way than Cezanne did when he painted. So collage is when you cut and you glue. So you probably did a little bit of cutting and gluing last week when you did your leaves. Well, today I would like for you to plan out a still life, which is a bowl of fruit today. You can, I noticed this picture, the bowl is all the way at the bottom of the paper. And you really probably want to have that up a little bit off of the bottom of the page when you do your picture. So you need a piece of construction paper for the background. You can color at the bottom for your table. You need a piece of paper to make a bowl. I will show you in my demonstration how to create an easy shape for your bowl. And then you need some colored construction paper, maybe red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, one of each color. And in class, the boys and girls got some construction paper that Michelle's already cut to small sizes, and they just drew their fruit on and cut it out and put it behind their bowl so it looked like it was in the bowl. Okay, so gather up a paper to glue everything to for your background, a smaller piece for your bowl, and then all different colors of construction paper for your fruit in your bowl. And glue and scissors, of course, because we are going to be cutting and gluing today. Go gather up all your stuff and meet me back here. A white piece of paper, and now I have to divide my paper up so that I know where the table is and the uh, wall. So I like to create some kind of a pattern on this part of the paper to make it look like a tablecloth. Any kind of pattern you'd like. This one I did zigzag and wavy lines in the background. It's totally up to you. This one I did checkerboard, which I did not finish coloring, but I would do two colors there instead of leaving a lot of white space. So after you've finished decorating the whole paper, then you need to get a piece of construction paper that you think would be a good bowl or basket. So it could almost be any color. I just happened to use brown at school because we wanted to make them look kind of like baskets. So the first step would be to fold that piece of paper in half, and you want to make sure it's a good size for your still life. You don't want it too small and you don't want it too big because it's going to be the center of attention. So what I did was I folded this paper in half. You might want to do the extra step of drawing out a shape
So I just cut these because I've cut these 100 times, so I don't need to draw them anymore, but I have to show you how to do it by drawing. So on the folded edge, you're going to draw a line straight across and then curve it down to the bottom. It has to be on the folded edge, or else you're going to end up with two pieces of a bowl instead of a whole bowl. We want a bowl that is one piece, and that when you open it up, you will have a symmetrical bowl, same on both sides. I don't like that straight at the top. I'm going to curve it a little bit just because it makes it look more rounded toward you, the viewer. So we've got our bowl. We could decorate this with kind of a basket pattern with some marker or crayons. I didn't, we did not get to this step in class, but you have plenty of time to review this video at home and watch it. So you might want to do this extra step. It just adds a little bit extra design to your picture. So what I did was I tried to create a basket pattern. If you just want to decorate your bowl with different designs, then that's fine too. But some people enjoy trying to create this basket weave. So it's just lines going down, lines going across, and they're alternating and they're changing direction each time, so it looks like a basket weave. Then the boys and girls got some construction paper, and they are going to try to create a vegetable or fruit of every color. So they took their pencils and drew on this construction paper. And I even told them that they did not have to draw the whole apple. If you draw the top of an apple, it looks like the top of a heart, doesn't it? And we don't really need a whole apple because when you glue it in behind your bowl, you're only going to see part of it sticking out anyway. So I told them to draw big, and that if they don't want to draw the whole thing, then they could just tuck it behind there like that. Okay. So orange, pretty easy, circle, but make sure that you are driving your paper, moving your paper around as you cut, and that you are not doing them super small. They look better if you do them nice and big. Same way with the banana. It's going to curve down into the bowl, and at the top you can put the stem, and you do not have to cut the whole thing because only part of it's going to be sticking out of the bowl. Okay, so my banana can go back there, sticks up a little bit. When you draw grapes, I would suggest that you draw them as a bunch of circles that are overlapping. Okay, and they need to be kind of big. Everybody's drawing them the size of blueberries, and they don't look like grapes at all when you draw them the size of blueberries. So then I just cut around those grapes. Instead of cutting out a bunch of circles and gluing them all together, this is an easier option. So we've got a bunch of grapes to put in our bowl. An apple. We need something green and something blue. So a green pear is not quite the right green, but that's okay. But like I said, draw your fruits first and then cut them out. And then your blueberries are going to be just some kind of circles, and you can put the little, just kind of put them in a group together. I know they're not like in a bunch like grapes, but you could group them together just so that you don't have to cut out a bunch of little tiny. So there's my blueberries. And when you arrange them, make sure that you're putting dark colors on top of light colors so that you can see because if you put these blueberries on top of the grapes, it doesn't show up very well. But if you put them in front of the orange, suddenly they really show up because that orange is really complementing your blueberries. So you would probably want to make sure you just glue them right there at the edge. So glue your bowl to the paper by putting glue on the back, and leave room at the top because we're going to tuck our fruits behind the bowl. Don't put the bowl all the way at the edge of the table over here. Put it kind of halfway down, not touching the bottom, but not all the way up there either. Then you're going to put some glue on the back of your fruit and put them behind the bowl. Okay, so they look like they're in the bowl. I'm going to put this pear back here so it fills up some space. And the apple in the front, and push it down a little bit so it's not covering anything up. I'm going to go ahead and glue that section down because I'm done on that side. Glue on the back of our orange, tuck it in, glue on some grapes, tuck those right there into the bowl, and finally my blueberries are going to sit right here in front of my orange so that they really show up in that bowl. So the more decoration and design you do on this, the better it looks. Right now it looks pretty good, but I could go back with some highlights, some white. I can't find my white crayon. I'm going to use a white colored pencil. You can do some little highlights on your fruit, kind of like in the example I showed you with the black background. They put highlights in there, and that kind of added some extra detail to their work. So, happy creating!